This is everybody's day. This is everybody's day. The 13th was is Sunday. So that means the night of the 11th into the morning of the 12th, I had a vision. Please be seated. And I have refrained from sharing that vision because of the magnitude of what I saw. So I had to immediately connect with my spiritual father, the Apostle Arumelsai. And I told him that I was not going to raise a prayer point until he was sure that it was something to pray about. There are instructions that I will not give for as many as say that they are following. One of the ways to learn when your instructor is silent is to watch. See how they live. When you understand how they live, you understand what they call accuracy. You see, accuracy is a changing thing. You can only be as accurate as you have been, as you have known. Are you with me? So there are things that we call accuracy now that we can wake up tomorrow and we find out that they're actually inaccurate. And what we do is ask God for mercy and adjust again. Because we know in part, and so we can only prophesy in part. However, the Acts of the Apostles reveals to us that there are certain dealings, or there are certain operations in the kingdom that a man need not struggle to carry out on his own. It is for that purpose that God gives us companies, so that there are things that you receive. There may be visions, there may be dreams that you really do not understand, and you go back into your company. Your company is most likely a praying company. It's very wide in scriptures, and it's not just a New Testament operation. There was a time in Israel when the king Saul was after the life of David, and David, though he was a master swordsman, did not engage Saul. The Bible said he ran to Ramah to Samuel. And surprisingly, Samuel did not deploy his prophetic dimension against Saul. He ran to where the other prophets were. Because in this day, the prophetic utterance was not going to kill Saul. The prophetic utterance was, or the prophetic field was going to suck Saul into what they were. Are you with me? So you must understand. So the Bible said that Samuel and Saul escaped, or they moved from Ramah to Naioth. And then at Naioth, they began to generate a field in the company of other prophets, so that if you came close, you didn't die. If you came close, you began to prophesy. The field became stronger and stronger as soldiers came. Every new prophet that came received an unction and then began to generate a field. So the field was so strong that the last man coming, who was Saul, got to Ramah. And they said, where is Samuel? So it's in Naioth. As he started out towards Naioth, right there on the road, because the field was strong, he was implicated. And the Bible said he began to prophesy all the way to Naioth. And then he took off his clothes and prophesied naked all night, the king of Israel. There must be a company that you can refer to. It's not a day to run alone. You see, I've learned that there are many battles that intercessors engage. And I'm saying this not just for us. Are we streaming? Also for our online audience. There are battles that we fight that are battles that we can fight, but we are not designed to fight them alone. It's not a sign of weakness to fall back into your company. So I shared with him, and it took him almost like 13 days before he gave me feedback. So I didn't do anything. I know that someone may say, but it's urgent. God recognizes spiritual authority. If something happens, God won't blame me. He'll blame the one that I submitted to. And when you are submitted to someone, you must know how to pass the bulk of responsibility. You will live long that way. You leave it on their table. You mind your business. The day they address it again, say, that thing that you said. I said, yes, sir. So what is it? He said, my brother, the tensions are beginning to mount higher. We need to start praying now. Now, does it look as if there are tensions in the nation? Have you had anything that looks like there's tension? Yes, I know that people are dying. A lot of accidents. They say it's the Ember Month thing. Tankers exploding. People getting burnt. It's not normal. But in Nigeria, we believe that Ember is spiritual. But it's not a problem. What did I see? I saw that there were bombings across the nation. 2 universities. Because I'm speaking into the internet, I will be silent. I will just talk about geopolitical zones. By the grace of God, we do not sound alarms when there is nothing to be afraid of. I'm not a prophet. People call me that now, but I'm not. I will never take that title. I give Brother Watchman. I am not called into the office of a prophet. I am just mutating through the 5-fold ministry until I arrive finally in the apostolic office. For many years I've operated as a teacher. I still do. Sometimes it frustrates me because I want to be stronger than that. I have touched the office of the evangelist a little. It's not that strong yet. For quite a number of years I have sat in the office of a pastor. I still sit. The Lord is just introducing me into the prophetic. And I'm still a very, very weak version of it. But it doesn't lie. Northwest Nigeria, a university was marked. And then in South East Nigeria, another university was marked. So there are 2 geopolitical zones. So people on those campuses can start praying. What I saw was that I was in the university that God spoke to me that 2 universities were going to experience bombings. And I raised an alarm and people said he's too small. He can't say something like that. So I had the privilege of being carried to the university in Northwest Nigeria where I saw it happen. The section that I was in was around the biological laboratory area. If I walk on that university, I will not be lost because it was a very clear thing. And that area in that particular university is sealed off the other areas with a barbed wire. It doesn't have there are no serrated edges on it. It's just like a normal mesh. That's what I should call it, as a fence with poles. And I remember that there was a girl that I interacted with, and her name was Jumai. In that experience, if I see her, I will recognize her. And I told her an explosion is about to happen. It was about 11:30 in the morning. They were just finishing a class, but they all laughed and then it went off. Took a lot of students. The carnage was heavy. She was wounded, and supernaturally my hands were enabled that I could tear through the mesh. And I bore her on my shoulder. When I woke up, I still had stress. She was quite damaged, but she escaped. And then I screamed that Southeast. But it was late. Because the gap between the two was just about 4 minutes. So I shared my spiritual father and we held it. I do not speak this because I want the reputation that it happens and I say I said so. It's because we can pray. My journeys into the prophetic is because I pray. And God shows me mercy. What I'm saying is, Anything I see, it's by the journey of intercession. That's how far I can go. But I know this goes. I want us to pray that it will please the Lord to restrain the hands of these evildoers. It looks as if it's all peaceful, but I've been warning for like 3 months that we're sitting on the edge and something is about to break out. I shared that during the week too, that we're close to a breakout. We're close to a breakout. Can we ask the Lord for mercy, that He will preserve, that He will preserve. The Spirit is giving me clearance to mention the state in northwest Nigeria. If you are in Kebbi State, pray. If you are in Kebbi State,